most businesses don't have a marketing problem. They have a retention problem. And fixing it could double your revenue without spending another dollar on ads. In this episode, I'll share the one mistake that silently kills customer loyalty, even in great businesses. And in a few minutes, I'll explain why well-run businesses still lose customers. Retention isn't complicated, it's intentional. So the clear onboarding sets a tone for your whole relationship with your customer. Proactive communication builds that trust over time. So if you're quick, you're getting things done, you're answering their questions, they're gonna feel like, oh, this person cares about me. So that's gonna build that trust in that relationship. And the consistency creates that confidence in them that they can trust you even more. Now, some retention drivers are education, so you help your customers win. And that could be through podcasts, it could be through your blog content on your website, the stuff that you're posting on social media, that's all education. The second one is reliability. So the promises that you're putting on your website and that your business stands for, you need to actually be delivering. You need to do what you promise. And the last one is presence. So staying engaged after the sale. You should be continually nurturing your clients after the fact of the sale so that you can create a community of people that are going to help boost your business even further.
What the listeners can do is they can map this to the sales flywheel, which is to attract, engage, delight, and repeat. There are some variations to that as well. We've got a slightly different version ourselves, but it all basically means the same thing. And it's about just always making sure that you're providing that excellent customer experience.
It does a whole lot of difference having a good customer experience.
That's right, and ultimately it's about turning customers into brand advocates.
Yeah.
The listeners might be wondering, what is a brand advocate? Well, a brand advocate is someone that refers without being asked. So there's one of your customers that advocates for your business. They defend your brand publicly. So if someone says something bad about it, they might, jump in and say, well, in actual fact, that's not the experience I've had. You see the experience that we're using there? They generally share your content and wins because they're happy to be, in your community, if you like.
Yeah.
And they generally buy again without hesitation because they've bought from you before, they've had a good experience, and they want to continue to buy from you. So how do you create brand advocates? Firstly, you need to make your customers feel valued, not processed. So they are your business, essentially, your customers.
Yeah.
Without your customers, you've got no business. You need to ask for feedback and then act on it. So if there's we do this all the time. We ask our customers, how best can we serve you in your business? Is there something that we're not doing that would help you immensely in your business? Generally, actually, we're quite proactive with that, Chloe. We offer our customers, because we can see where the cracks are and
What needs to be done.
what needs to be done to get to that next level. Another thing you can do is reward loyalty and long-term relationships. Most of our clients have been with us for over 18 to 20 years. So you need to reward that. I mean, we're almost best friends with our clients, and that's the way we like it to be. And try and build a community, not just transactions. This is something that I advocate quite a bit within most businesses, is start creating a community where people can actually be part of something bigger. And this really is like a mindset shift in a lot of cases. And the goal in business isn't really about more customers. It's about building better relationships, and that community can help do that.
Yeah. So what are some common customer mistakes that businesses make? Now, there's a heap of different mistakes that businesses make, but the top ones that you need to avoid are focusing only on acquisition, over automating and losing that human touch. So overly doing AI in your business is what's going to remove that human touch. Ignoring customer feedback. This is a huge one. Your customers are your business. So if they're coming back to you and have negative feedback, you need to take that on board and go, okay, this is what we did. This didn't work. This customer had a bad experience with us. How can we make it better? And another mistake to avoid is being reactive instead of proactive, which is what links back into that ignoring customer feedback. If you're reactive and defensive and said, well, no, I did this, I did that, instead of going, okay, cool, you had this bad experience. Why did you have this bad experience? And how can I make that experience better? Because growth without retention is fragile and it's just exhausting. You end up in this up, down with money, constantly burnt out. Like, it's not something that you want in your business. You go in business for the freedom, to make an impact, to have a difference.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, go back to the focusing on acquisition point. I mean, that's got to be one of the biggest issues that I've seen in most businesses is a focusing solely on lead gen. Let's just get leads in. We need the money. We need to pay for salaries. We need to do this, and no focus, no
Yeah.
taking a long term approach and actually trying to build a brand and doing some brand marketing and things like that. You know, you need, and part of that is actually having your brand advocates and building that community. And that's
Yeah.
actually going to save your business in the long term um, far more in a better way than just focusing on lead acquisition.
Yeah. It's the same as if you're just constantly buying leads. You're not building a brand there. You're building somebody else's brand and just taking the work.
That's
But
right.
you're not actually building a brand to acquire your own customers with that, which we can talk about in another episode.
Okay, so we've got some actionable takeaways today. The first one thing I want you to do is audit your current customer journey from first contact to follow up and just see if it can be optimized at all. Identify where the friction, confusion, or silence exists within your business. Are you the business that's focusing solely on lead acquisition and not enough on retention or building those business relationships? I'd like you to see if you can improve onboarding and post-sale communication. Focus on consistency over complexity and track retention and lifetime value, not just the leads and clicks that you get, which is what a lot of marketing agencies seem to focus on. You know, oh, you've had this many leads and you've had this many clicks. Bottom line is, how much revenue have you made? That's one of the biggest metrics. How much revenue? So the brands that win long term aren't louder, cheaper, or more aggressive. They tend to be easier to trust, easier to stay with, and harder to leave. So they've got that kind of sticky momentum.
Yep, 100%. And if you love the content that we're providing in these podcasts, give us a subscribe, like the video, and follow along for the journey, and we can grow together. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.